Information without implementation is useless. Knowledge is power, right? Knowledge is power, which is very true. But if you hoard all this knowledge and do nothing with it, then is knowledge really power? Exactly. Applied knowledge is power. So a digital product is an intangible asset that is digitally, that can be either downloaded or formulated online, right? So it's something that doesn't need to be replenished because it's digital. You just need to be one chapter ahead of the people you're teaching it. All right? Essentially, if you're using something for a business, right, and you can prove it's a business expense, it's used for your business, that is a business expense. Some of the benefits of digital products in general is, like I said, it's low overhead costs. They are able to replenish almost instantaneously. It gets to your consumer immediately. Introduce yourself and tell me what is the most impactful thing you've learned today for you.
James Coleman. The most impactful thing I learned today is about trademarking and also the importance of having the trust and putting everything inside the trust to later operate that way.
Nice, nice. If you didn't hear him, he said, name is James, right?
Yes.
Nice to meet you, James. He said the most impactful thing he's learned here today was trademarking and understanding how to put all of that into a trust and operating within that trust, correct? All righty. This lady from Vegas. Introduce yourself and tell me the most impactful thing you've learned here today.
My name is Charlisha. The impactful thing was the different portions of the government contracting. And then also, like he said, putting the stuff inside the 3 levels of the trust. I didn't know that there was like 3 levels that you had to do: the foreign trust, the family trust, and the business trust, and then the foreign trust. So, yes.
Very, very true. Introduce yourself and tell me the most impactful thing you've learned today.
I am Juliet, and the most impactful thing was, it's all on me.
I like that one. Because no matter what you do, right? My favorite quote is, information without implementation is useless. Because think about it. We always say knowledge is power, right? Knowledge is power, which is very true. But if you hoard all this knowledge and do nothing with it, then is knowledge really power? Exactly. Applied knowledge is power. Introduce yourself and then let me know, or let us know what's impactful.
My name is Anna Russell, and I did know about the trademarks and so forth, but I learned more about the trusts and the types of trusts and the types of things that you can do with them and what you can move them into, and one can own the other. So that was really impactful for me in protecting assets.
I like it. The biggest thing I've heard today as far as what resonated with you all deeply is the trust, right? Okay. Now, so before you all sit down, I want everybody to reach up to the sky as high as they can. Take a deep breath in and out. Take one more deep breath in. Hold it and let it out. All right, you all can sit down now. Give yourself a round of applause for making it this far through, all right? I like it, I like it. So, if you don't already know, my name is Alexander Turner. I am the 3rd and final leg of social currencies and the family business. I'm here to talk to you today about digital products and the importance of digital products, all right? Raise your hand if you've created a digital product for yourself. There we go. Thank you, my brother. Raise your hand if you do not know what a digital product is. So everybody in here knows what a digital product is? So a digital product is an intangible asset that is digitally, that can be either downloaded or formulated online, right? So it's something that doesn't need to be replenished because it's digital, right? An example of a digital product, honestly, is music. Think about it. You download an album digitally. Before it was digital, right, that same product had to be either on a cassette, a CD, a vinyl, whatever the case is. So that is one form of a digital product, right? Who here can name me another form of a digital product? A lot of
eBook.
eBook. I like it, I like it. That's probably the most common forms of digital product, right? So of course there's music, there's eBook. There are audiobooks, right? Everybody's heard of Audible before. There are of course online courses. There are membership websites, continuity offers. Those are all examples of digital products, and there are still so many more. Exactly. NFTs. I love NFTs, all right? Actually, because you said that, I'm gonna give you a free copy of my NFT ebook. Digital products are honestly the future of not only learning, they're not only the future of consuming, they're honestly the future of a lot more things, simply because if you take in even just, I'm gonna go a tad bit off, right? If you take in just VR headsets, right? VR is becoming so much more popular, right, that a lot more things are going to be transferring into the digital space because a lot more people are going to be operating in the digital world. So if you learn how to create products for your clients on a digital basis, even if it's not VR just yet, you are setting yourself ahead of your competition who is still doing things on a physical basis. All right? So I would probably say for who in here has a business? Raise your hand if you have a business, whether you have your LLC yet or not. Who in here has a business? Raise your hand. So I'm assuming the people who aren't raising their hand don't have a business. What was the question? Who in here has a business? Do you have your own business? You do? I like that. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you. So, like I said, eBooks are the most common form of a digital product. Everybody in here knows what an ebook is, right? All right. So if you don't already know, an ebook is essentially a regular book that's made virtually. That, like I said, you can distribute without replenishing. And an ebook is honestly the best thing you can create for your business when you start creating products digitally. Who in here has who read an essay in school before? Raise your hand if you wrote an essay in school. What's the first thing they tell you when formulating that essay that you have to do? Exactly. You have to create an outline for your essay before you do anything. So you have to create an outline for your business and the products that you create before you do anything. That ebook is your outline. Because think about it, honestly, most people don't like to read anyway. I'm one of them. I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm not a big fan of reading only because I've always been good with numbers, so I'm used to things going fast, right? So when you create an ebook, this is a gem, right? Although a lot of people will buy it, most people won't read it. So you give 70, 80, 90% of the game you already know in that current moment in that ebook, most people won't read it anyway, so all your secrets are still essentially hidden. Now when you take that ebook, right, that ebook is essentially the basis of all your digital products that you will then create. Think about it, an online course, you're gonna model that off of your ebook. Any membership websites where you're giving continuity offers or giving value, that's all that information is still gonna come from your ebook. And tomorrow when I talk about the importance of social media, all the content you create on your social media, those gems come from where? Your ebook. Because think about it, right? I love using John Tay as an example, all right? So John Tay does credit, right? Let's just say he makes an ebook that says 5 easy steps to getting an 800 credit score. Doesn't that sound like an attractive ebook, right? Already right there, boom, you've hooked them in, right? So when you're creating an ebook, you want to have a catchy title, something that is essentially giving them, talking on that pain point. Now, a pain point is something that, whatever your niche is a problem that needs to be solved in your business. So people run from pain quicker than they run to pleasure. So if you're solving a pain point for somebody, you're automatically giving them the solution to whatever their problem is. Think about it. If my hand is over the fire, right, and clearly that's burning, that's pain, I'm gonna quickly move it. But if I can teach you how to not put your hand over the fire to begin with, then you're already winning, right? When creating an ebook, like I said, bless you, my brother. 5 steps to getting an 800 credit score in, let's say, 90 days. That's the name of the ebook. So you're delivering on a promise. You're solving their pain point while also giving them a time frame. Now, you don't always have to give a time frame, but depending on what you do, sometimes putting a time frame in your title is a bit necessary. When it comes to creating content, right, and this is just a quick gem. I don't want to talk too much on the social media aspect because I'm going to delve in tomorrow on that. But like I said, it's still that blueprint for every single thing you do. So when you create that ebook, right, let's just say a lot of people, when I tell them, you have to start posting every day within your business on business content. If you really want to get out of there, they'd be like, that's a lot of content, I don't know what to talk about. Well, if you have an ebook already created, right, you got 5 steps to 800 credit score. That's 5 different chapters. Within each chapter, you have 10 things that you have to teach about. That's 50 different pieces of content already right there if you have an ebook created. So some of those lessons might require longer than a 30 to a minute video. So sometimes you can break those down even more. So that's why I say it's the blueprint. So think about it like this. 5 steps to getting an 800 credit score. Those are your 5 modules in your course. You're not recreating anything. You're taking what you've already created, that base product, that outline, and now you're starting to fill in the details to your essay. You're starting to fill in the details to your digital products. Does that make sense so far? If it makes sense so far, say yes. Yes. All right. Also, of all the books sold, especially with Amazon now, 1/5 of books sold are already ebooks. Anybody know that? Technically, 21% of books that are currently sold are ebooks. So the market is already growing for it. 70% of adults use ebooks. So basically, 7/10 of this room has used an ebook at some point in time in their life, statistically. I would hope everybody in here has read an ebook at some point, right? But 70% of adults use eBooks. So what does that tell you? People who are trying to learn, right, as far as adults, because that's 9 times out of 10 your market, right? Somebody who's an adult. So you're telling me 70% of my audience is already using a product that I have to create. Why would I create a regular book if I know they're going to watch on the ebook? If you have a smartphone, raise it up in the air. You can read an ebook off your smartphone. You can create one on your smartphone. All right, I wish Chris was still here because he mispronounces the name of this app so badly. So the app is called Otter, O-T-T-E-R.io. I want everybody to download it on their phone right now. Otter.io. I'll write it down for you. So Otter.io is a transcribing app. So all you have to do is speak into it. It would transcribe everything for you. She's using Otter.io right now. It's transcribing everything you say, right? So let's just say you already know all of the general things you want to talk about in your ebook, right? You already have all the knowledge up here. More times than not, the only difficult part is putting it on paper, right? Because we can speak it very easily. Sometimes we don't know how to write it well. So if all you have to do is speak it, I'm gonna give you the game, right, on how you can get an ebook created in one day. Is everybody listening? Look, note takers are game changers. So if you ain't taking notes, then you really don't want no money. All right? This is how you can create an ebook in one day, or at least the framework for it, right? So you download Otter.io, you speak into it your entire ebook, right? Of course, try to stay on track while you're speaking, but you don't have to be perfect, all right? Speak into Otter.io your entire ebook. Then from there, you're going to go to Fiverr.com, Fiverr.com. Fiverr with 2 R's. Fiverr.com. Now you'll take that transcribed file that you spoke into, right? And your ebook can be however long you want it to be. It doesn't have to be a Harry Potter novel, okay? Because I don't want to read that. I'm just being real with you, okay? I don't care how interesting it is. I'm not reading that, okay? So it doesn't have to be long. It could be 10 pages for all I care. Exactly, because let's be real. I'm gonna give you one gem before I finish this. When you're teaching something, you only have to be 1 chapter ahead of the people you're teaching. Because at some point in time, you were also where they were, so you don't need to have all the information right then and there. Now, don't lie to your audience about what you know. You just need to be 1 chapter ahead of the people you're teaching, all right? So download Otter.io, speak your entire ebook into this app. Then you'll go to Fiverr.com. This is my best friend, okay? You go to Fiverr.com, you take that file that you've spoken to, you give it to Fiverr.com, and you have somebody format it for you. So all they're gonna do is take the words that you spoke, they'll put all the punctuation, they'll make sure it's looking all pretty, they'll put it in different paragraphs, put it in different chapters for you. Boom. Now you literally have your ebook right there. Then you still stay on Fiverr.com and you have somebody create the ebook cover for you. And if you don't know somebody who can create the landing page for it, you go on Fiverr as well and have somebody create the landing page. This entire process. Who's here on the Tuesday calls? Raise your hand. On my Tuesday calls. Y'all here on the Tuesday calls? So I've gone over this play with you all numerous times, and it takes an entire week process from start to finish. And it takes a week simply because you're waiting for people to finish the edits for you. But it only takes you a day from the time you transcribe it, and that's it. That's all the work you have to do. You just have to speak it into the app, speak it into existence. I know when we were talking earlier about mindset, they say it has to become, of course, clear in your mind first, but then you also have to speak it out loud as if you're affirming it, right? In order for it to come into fruition. So if you don't even speak it, right, how can you actually get it done? I can speak much faster than I can write or type. And I'm sure everyone in here as well can as well. So speaking that ebook into Otter.io is how you get that outline, right? Then boom, from there, an easy upsell. Like I said, remember when I said people don't like to read books? I still don't like to read books. I don't care if it's an ebook. You go on Fiverr.com, after that ebook is created, you have somebody create an audiobook for you. So they're just gonna read your ebook, create an audio file, right? And once you have that landing page created, the second they click buy on your ebook, right? Before they're even able to check out, boom, is gonna offer them that upsell for that audiobook. Hey, would you like to buy this audiobook upsell, right? I learned this from Grant Cardone. The reason why a lot of people don't make money is because they don't make the offer. So if you're not offering them that audiobook with the ebook, right? If you're not offering them that upsell, how are they ever gonna know about it? If I'm looking for a product and I find a product, I'm not looking for nothing extra. Now, if it pops up in my face, then I have the option to say yes or no. But if you don't make that sale, how are you going to make that extra money? And then, like I said, then that ebook, those 5 chapters then go into 5 modules, right? And within those modules, you have 10 lessons each, or however many lessons, of course, is within the 10 talking points within your chapters. All right, does that make sense so far? Yes. We have any questions? I love questions. I don't mind answering them. We good?
When using Fiverr, can you write that off as a business expense or as one of your employees or some sort?
You can write it off as a business expense, yes. But think about it. You're using it for business, so why wouldn't it be a business expense?
Right.
Anything that you essentially, now I am no tax accountant, so don't just take exactly what I say and run with it. Y'all might be trying to buy some crazy stuff and say, I used it for my business. I didn't tell you that. But essentially, if you're using something for a business, right, and you can prove it's a business expense, it's used for your business, that is a business expense.
Yeah.
All right?
Cool.
I'm not a tax accountant. All right?
So before you have them create the landing page and put the offer up there, wouldn't you want to get it trademarked and copyrighted?
You would want to start the process, yes, but the entire trademark process isn't as quick as a week to make an ebook. So yes, I would definitely recommend in that same sense, go ahead and put in the trademark. So it's the application's already in.
Here we go. We got copywriting genius over here. Can you explain the copywriting process for them?
So the process I went through with mine, because I didn't have an amazing copyright attorney, a trademark attorney to help me with at the time. But you can go online as a government website. Like, let's say you write a book, right? You can go online and get it registered there, so that way it's technically copywritten. Now, obviously, you want to go through someone like her to go over it, make sure that it's solid and set, so that way your intellectual property is protected. But you can write something, draft something, ebook it, however, and as long as that literary work is copyrighted up front, it can protect it.
And the reason why I ask, I've written the ebook and I got it copywritten. So would the next step be to get it trademarked or start that process?
The question was, he already has an ebook, he already has it copywritten. Would the next step be to get it trademarked?
Yes, I would advise you to start the trademark process. I would advise you to go ahead and put in the application, but like he said, it does take a while. Typically, it's about 6 months to a year before the application is even approved, but it's definitely perfect that you go ahead and start it while you're waiting for all the other parts, like the copyright and everything else like that. So,
because correct me if I'm wrong, at least they'll have the timestamp of when that application was submitted. So let's just say, hypothetically, right, your ebook goes crazy, and then somebody sees it and they try to trademark it right after you because your date was already submitted before them. Technically, then, if yours does pass, then theirs won't approve, correct?
yes, that's correct.
Okay. So, like I said, you want to at least start the process right then and there, right? Because then it'll already be in. But like she said, it'll take a while, but at least it's already in, and you don't have to do anything after that, to an extent. Like, I'm not a trademark lawyer. All right. So, some of the benefits of digital products in general is, like I said, it's low overhead costs. They are able to replenish almost instantaneously. It gets to your consumer immediately. How many people have ordered something in COVID and they still have never gotten it? Raise your hand. I know I did. So you cut out that middleman. You cut out the hassle of the product possibly not getting to your clientele, right? To the consumer. You cut out the possibility of it being damaged. You cut out the possibility of it not being exactly what they look for, because essentially it's all there for them. The second they buy it, it's the second that's the second they receive it, right? So they're able to, for one, get started easily. My mentor always says this: success loves speed. In this current society, people want things on a very quick basis. I feel like Amazon ruined that for everybody. Like, with that one-day shipping, now people are expecting things almost instantaneously. So having a digital product, especially an ebook, whether it's a course, audiobook, whatever the case is, that gives you the advantage. Now, don't get me wrong. I would say if you create a book, right, how many people have not created a book before? Raise your hand. So if you're going to create an ebook, at least get one book made so you can have it as like a trophy, right? Like, you're an author now. Like, that's a very serious thing. Just because it's an ebook doesn't mean to make a book. You're an actual author now, right? So if you want, you can still get a physical book made, but it's not necessary as far as when it comes to giving it to your audience. Does that make sense so far? How do you price digital products, right? Now, of course, I've talked about how to make them. How would you price them? Now, when it comes to an ebook, before I say any price, right? Price is only an issue if value is absent. So if you know it's valuable, right? If you know it will get them a deserved or their desired outcome, then the price doesn't matter. Now, of course, you don't want to charge people an arm and a leg for a book or an audiobook, right? So when it comes to an ebook, You will want to start anywhere from about $27 to $67, but that sweet spot is $47, right? And the reason why I say 47 instead of 50 is because it's a psychological mind trick, right? When people are looking at 47, the first thing they see is 4. So if they can't remember the 7, it's like, oh, it's $40, right? Rather than 50 on the dot, it's 50. And like, ooh, it's half of 100. I'm serious. I'm serious. She laughing, but I'm serious. So it's that psychological mind trick, right? Now, when it comes to an audiobook, that's an extra $17 to $27. Hope everybody's taking notes. Note takers game changers. And I know, Jonte, you've heard this like 30 times already, so it's okay if you don't want to take notes, okay? All right. When it comes to a course, now, bless you, it depends on the course, right? It depends on, for one, how fresh is your audience to what you do. You ideally want to be charging somebody $29.97 for a course. That's basically $3,000. Because like I said, price is only an issue if value is absent. You don't want to charge somebody $3,000 off the rip if you just started, if to the social media world, you just started this a month ago. Now, you could have been doing this for 30 years, right? But you need that social proof. And like I said, I'll touch into social media a lot tomorrow, and a lot of what I'm saying today will tie in. But you can't just off rip start charging somebody $3,000 if they never really heard of you, right? It's because you might not have testimonials, right? You might not have all of these things that give you that extra, okay, I know this person is really about what they're talking about, if you don't have that social proof presence. So the pricing on the course can be anywhere from $4.97 to $29.97. But the reason why I say $29.97, right? We're thinking in big terms, right? Big money, right? Right? Right. All right. I love your energy this whole time, right? You get the ebook too, the NFT ebook, you get it. But the reason why I say $29.97 is because think about it like this. Black Friday's coming up. I could discount it for half off. $14.97, that's basically $1,500. And people will look at it as, oh, dang, I'm getting half off. But in all actuality, I'm still making $1,500 off of a course that only took me once to create, right? Now, this is the biggest benefit on having a digital product. My mentor says this all the time. What's something that you can create once that will pay you forever, right? When it comes to that physical product, right? Say like when it comes to the ebook versus a regular book, you have to keep making that regular book if people keep wanting it. But if you have an ebook, all you had to do was create it once. And God forbid the internet doesn't go down, you can sell it forever, right? Same thing with the online course. But that marketing aspect, when you start pricing things at that higher tier, it's psychologically, that $1,500 doesn't even seem like that much anymore because there's a way you structure it as well, right? So let's just say that you have a $3,000 course. For sakes of not writing a lot of small numbers, I'm just going to round up. Actually, in order to be prolific, you must be specific. So you have a $29.97 course, right? But as I'm marketing it, I'm going to say that in this course, I'm still using Jonte as an example, right? You have I'll turn around for you so you can see it. You have a credit worksheet that's valued at $9.97, right? Then you have a credit letters, you have, say, 10 credit letters that's all valued at, say, $14.97. Because people who know credit understand that those credit letters are worth a lot when you really think about it, because they can get $20,000 loans off of your credit. So let's just say you also have, your ebook in there. You have another mini course. I write my fours a little weird. My bad. You have a mini course and other like infographics, right? And all of these things will add up to a price of $89.47 in value total. So basically your course is worth almost $19,000 when you add all those small pieces up, right? So you'll price it, okay, this is worth this is worth that, this is worth that. All together it's worth $89.47, but we're only gonna sell it to you for $29.97. When you see that bigger price first, when they tell you the smaller price, then it's like, oh wow, that's not really that much. So then when you discount this for $14.97 online for, say, Black Friday, you still have this evaluation on your website. So they see you went from this to this to this only for Black Friday. In their mind, they're saying, I'd be stupid not to get this. How many people have seen something that also is like, if you don't get this offer expires, what time is it, right? So it is 6:43. That means there are 5 hours and 17 minutes left in today.